Hello, everybody. Welcome to this live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the stream. Hello, everyone. Um, on today, I have some questions. As a member of the X Files, as an agent of the X Files, I have some questions. I have to do some investigations. I take my membership as an agent of the X Files very seriously. And I've been doing some investigations. I've been observing some things, and I have some questions and some observations. And I'm not in the field anymore. I'm not a field agent anymore. I've been in the game. I started with Scully and Mulder. So I'm an old head in the game, and I'm not in the field anymore. So if I'm making observations, please, field agents, please feel free to let me know where I am incorrect. So I I need to know where this test tube queen came from because I do not believe Lil Nas X was born a human. I don't believe that is a human being. That is a test tube queen. Um, in my observations, before I put this out there, because I don't even feel like arguing with you hoes, this don't have nothing to do with sexuality. And it's really annoying. And oh, don't get me wrong. I'm all for people not being harmed. I'm all for people, um, having, you know, an equitable life. But bullshit is bullshit and fuckery is fuckery. Okay. And just because he calls himself gay doesn't mean he's above reproach. It doesn't mean he's above anybody uh, questioning or observing him or where he came from. And again, these are just observations because what I need for people to understand is your consciousness is the most important thing you have. Your mind is the most important thing that you have. And this thing that we call media is always on the offense when it comes to stealing your consciousness from you, stealing from you what your own thought process, which you feel and what you think. And of course, we all need things to inform our decision making process. But that critical lens, that critical observation should still be there. And media doesn't want anything to be critically observed. And that's what this is about. Like I said, this isn't about cancel culture. I'm not trying to cancel anybody, which everybody that y'all claim gets canceled, it doesn't get canceled. It just, people get their panties in a bunch and start bitching and moaning, and then it quiets down, and then these people continue to ride off into the sunset on the same bullshit that they was on before the hype. And clearly, this young man is here for the hype. Clearly, this young man is here for um, trolling people and getting people hype and polarizing people, which is an old game. I've been saying this for a while, but to polarize people is just an old game. And people get in their feelings and they think that they're defending, how they feel, but their energy is getting used through the polarization of people's behavior. When again, I said this before, it's not even about a right or wrong. It's not about polarity. Not always. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it's just about what people like and what they don't like. So for people to take up the cross of homosexuality is just a polarization of behavior to get you to believe certain things or to get you indoctrinated into certain things. And you can get indoctrinated into whatever you want to. My whole thing is, like I said, be aware and be clear in your mind, of what you think and what you feel and how you feel it. Be clear and don't let so much of media control that process is what I'm trying to say. Now again, like I said, this isn't cancel culture. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying what I see because it's really unfair to me that I see and have seen both groups. I have seen gay men and gay women, and everybody in the spectrum, fight to be seen, fight for um, representation, fight for, equity and equality, uh, which, that's all good. But I've just noticed that when it comes to Black issues, there's still this feeling of self-hatred among Black people, which then translates into pe- people not really caring about what we go through and experience as Black people. But then when somebody gay says something, because I've heard it all, like when you really sit down, and it's mostly with other Black people, and like I said, I expect white people to be racist. I expect that. So, but when I'm talking to Black people, the resistance, it's really like I'm talking to a white person. Like I can tell that there is a white person on the inside of them, like controlling their consciousness. Because when you bring up Black issues, it's always this resistance. Well, it's never happened to me. I'm a Black person, and I've never experienced it. So it's like, fuck everybody else, because you didn't go through something. Fuck everybody else. When the bottom line is people are fighting back, so that way other Black people don't go through what a lot of other Black people go through. And it's always this, like I said, this resistance of, well, it's not that bad for me, or I don't really have a problem with it. But then let somebody say something about somebody gay, and these same fucking Black people will lose their fucking minds. Lose their fucking minds. And like I said, I'm all for the fight. I'm all for this, for people, getting what's right and being treated fairly. But at the end of the day, and I'm not trying to say that one takes priority over the other. However, you know, at the end of the day, who you sleep with, or who you feel like you are naturally attracted to, is really nobody's business. As long as, like I said, people are being treated fairly, and aren't being harmed, okay. But at the end of the day, if I'm walking down the street, you can't look at me and tell what the fuck I am. You can't look at me and tell what I prefer sexually, because it's nobody's fucking business. So I want to be respected as a Black woman first, because you can see that. And I wouldn't change that for anything. And that's part of the thing that annoys me, because, like I said, we have real issues that are institutional and structural, and have been around for a long time. And again, we can't make headway because everybody is so worried about who's sleeping with who. And it's I don't know, to me it's trivial. Who people choose to sleep with is, like I said, that's a very private thing. And yes, people should have the freedom and the right to choose who they, want to sleep with and who they're attracted to. But we have to deal with the dysfunction. And that's something that I'm not really picking up from the LGBT um, community. The dysfunction and the abuse, and how that translates and informs uh, sexuality and people. And a lot of that, if it's being addressed, like I said, y'all young field agents, y'all let me know if I'm on point or if I'm not. But it just seems like anything goes when it's under the umbrella of LGBTQIA or whatever. If I say that wrong, it's not disrespect, bitch. I don't pronounce everything correctly, okay? But I'm just not feeling. To me, there really needs more of a sifting through. Like, I just really feel like the gay community, y'all let too many people in. That umbrella, that rainbow umbrella, y'all need to start screening who y'all let in. Y'all can stop letting everybody in. Stop letting everybody in. Y'all give everybody the fucking pass. All they gotta do is be like, I'm queer, I'm gay, I'm different. Oh, come on in. These niggas are also serial killers, child molesters, pedophiles, rapists. And it's okay as long as they got a rainbow flag on their car, or they, you know what I'm saying, do some gay shit to slide in to get the fucking protection. Y'all need to start screening shit a little bit more. Y'all be worried about straight niggas. Y'all need to be worried about the people in your own fucking communities. And people really need to start calling this shit out, because it's, again, it's all love. I don't know. I dare somebody to put the shit on some gay shit and about homophobia and all kind of bullshit. Don't test me on this bullshit, okay? It's not about hatred. It's not about I don't accept. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with, again, y'all take everything so seriously, and everything is a fight. But like I said, y'all need to start really screening who has the title of LGBT. Like, y'all really just let anything slide. Dysfunction, just letting anything fucking slide. Again, I'm not here to say what people should like and what they shouldn't. But again, I am here for acknowledging that certain behaviors are an issue, and certain behaviors need to be addressed, no matter what the sexuality. I don't give a fuck who you are. This isn't just the gay community, but as a Black woman, Black people have always had more of a defense up. We've let that down, especially under with shit being about LGBTQ. It's like, again, a whole bunch of other communities let their guard down, because you get chastised if you say anything, especially when it has the name gay or LGBT on it. You need to protect your communities. You need to protect your environments. You need to protect your brands. Y'all, I was out here canceling the baby because he said something and I still have yet to understand what was homophobic about it. Help me see different, please, because I didn't catch it. What was so homophobic about it? Like I said, Black people be going through shit and y'all don't say a fucking word. I'm gonna get killed. Y'all don't say a fucking word. But somebody say something that y'all perceive as that y'all perceive that as homophobia, and y'all jump down people's back. And that was just something that he said. We don't even know this man's private life. How do we not know that the baby don't have gay affiliations? How do we know that he's completely straight? Because he brands himself as a straight man. He say something y'all don't like, all of a sudden y'all jump down his fucking throat. How y'all know he ain't gay? Would that change your position? Would y'all gay people turn around and then apologize to him for jumping on his fucking back? Oh, we didn't know you was gay. Oh, we didn't know. That's why you need to shut the fuck up sometimes. You don't know. You don't know. All this war on words. Look at people's behaviors. Look at the shit that they do. That was just something that just words that he said. Like, and people say a lot worse. People say a lot worse. Lil Nas, all this is out here. I ain't revealing nothing new about Lil Nas X. The shit ain't new, but it's been documented that this nigga said some horrible shit. He said he wanted to have sex with his nephew. Nobody seems to be bothered by that. He disrespected Jay-Z and Blue Ivy. Nobody seems to be bothered by that. He's called himself Lil Nas, and nobody is bothered by that. And everybody want to make it seem like because he's gay, all this is cool. Y'all losing y'all fucking minds. Y'all don't even know where y'all don't even know where this little boy come from. Miss me again. The internet can say anything about somebody. I have yet to see any and he's young. He's still very, very young. This is what's troubling to me. He's still very, very young. And with that industry, it takes a long time. And I hear so many celebrities say all the time, you got to put the work in. You got to put the work in. What work has he put in? He's still young. If he's been out here grinding and putting in work, there should be a long history of pictures and footage of him honing his talent. Before he started dropping albums, like I said, nobody knows him except for being a troll on the internet. Where'd he come from? Where did he come from? And I can't find no pictures of him as a child, as a small child. I don't see nothing of him, and I don't care what his background is. I get that, according to the internet, his mother was on drugs or whatever. But there still is no pictures of you as a small child. You wasn't rapping when you was little. You wasn't a performer when you was a child. And there's nowhere, no footage of you performing nowhere. What was your first rhyme? What was the first shit you rapped? I don't know. Shit, like I said, show me where I'm wrong. Please show me where I'm wrong. Where did he come from? Atlanta, young gay man from Atlanta. That's the old story. Like that the shit that's going on, that has been going on with young children in Atlanta. For some reason, people don't want to see whatever, just don't want to see the truth in front of their fucking face. Again, you throw LGBT on anything, you throw that gay rainbow on anything, and all of a sudden nobody has questions, nobody's concerned. Before Atlanta became one of the gay meccas in this fucking country, because before it was San Francisco, then it turned into Atlanta. Children were going, black especially, children were going missing all over Atlanta, and that shit never really got solved. That shit never really got solved. It's still a bunch of paperwork. They're just now starting to sort through the paperwork of what was going on down there, and the experiments that they were doing on those young children, and the sexual abuse that was going on with those young children. Not to mention the scientific and medical experiments that were going on with children. And all of a sudden, people stop really worrying about that because everything's gay. So if you gay, it's okay. Lil Nas X said he wanted to have sex with his nephew, who I think at the time was three, somewhere else like that. Nobody's bothered. Nobody's concerned. Because I wasn't paying attention to this little boy at all. I wasn't paying him no mind. I haven't heard not one song. I would hear Old Town Road, but you was hearing that everywhere. I never sat down like in my house and played it. I would just hear it when I was out. Like all of his songs out. If I'm scrolling through Facebook or if I'm out somewhere and it's playing somewhere, I don't listen to nothing that he puts out. I don't listen to none of his music. Again, he's famous from trolling. But then when I heard he said that, and I was like, what, where's the outrage? How come nobody seems to care that he said these things? I think that's kind of odd. And I think it's odd, again, like I said, he's calling himself Lil Nas. Nas stood for something. And again, he disrespected Jay-Z's daughter. He disrespected Blue Ivy. He called Jay-Z ugly, a monkey or something like that. And was calling Blue Ivy all kind of names. Where's the outrage? Is because he's gay that it's acceptable for him to say that? Or he's just trolling? People don't have a sense of humor? Is that what it is? Or did he come from an environment where that kind of talk was normal? That kind of behavior is normal. Wanting to say you want to have sex with a nephew that's from wherever environment, unnatural environment he comes from. Because I don't believe none of them pictures. I don't believe not one photo, because anybody can be anybody. In the day of the internet, in the day of technology being so advanced, anything you see on the internet can be any fucking thing, and it can be any fucking body. You can't go by it. You can't go by that. But I just think it's really odd. I can't find no pictures of him when he was a child, when he was around 3, 4, 5 years old. Strange. Strange. And how come Nas and Jay-Z have not said a word about this man? Like that, you're disrespecting two legends in the game. It'd be different if Nas, was like, no, I want him to have, my namesake. I'm so impressed by what he's doing. I want him. And they didn't go down like that. And I'm not saying that Nas should say anything, but again, when we're looking at where he's come from and what he's done to get his momentum, I personally would have a problem with somebody using my namesake to say anything like that. And the only time anybody even thought to start questioning him was when he came out with the video with the demonic stuff. And again, that was just to get the Christians on board. Now you're watching him because you're a Christian and you want to prove that you're on the right side. Like I said, he's good at polarizing people because that's what gets people to pay attention. You're going to watch because you want to know what he's going to say next so you can have your argument lined up. And for me, this isn't about polarization. This is just about a genuine concern for some shit that he said that was horrible. Where did this little nigga come from? Where did this test tube queen come from? What laboratory did they cook him up in? Watch the movie Gemini Man, especially the remake. The remake with Will Smith was for me a little bit more on point because it helped you to understand just how advanced science and technology actually is. And in Gemini Man, Will Smith is an agent, a government agent, which Will Smith's played a lot of government agents in his career. No shade, all to y'all shade. I don't know what that means, but I'm just saying it's an observation. Will Smith has played quite a few government agents in his career. Talented as he may be, I'm just noticing. But in Gemini Man, he plays this government agent and he's getting old and he's not as good at his job as he used to be. But what they did was they cloned him and didn't tell him. They cloned him because they anticipated that at one point he would not be their best assassin or whatever it was he was doing. And in them anticipating him getting older and less efficient, they had already went and cloned him and had been raising his younger self in a home, but with some other white man that was raising him. God only knows what they, like, again, you can look at this movie, you can think that, and yeah, it is a movie, but movies are based on real life. And I have been talking, this is something else that I have been talking about for quite some time, that we need to get up to speed with where science and technology is. And for a lot of people, it'll really shake you to your core, it'll really shake you to your foundation, especially when you've been raised all your life to believe certain things. Like I said, you've been raised all your life to believe that there's a God and a devil and a heaven and a hell and salvation in Jesus. And looking into science and technology will make you question those things. So it can be jarring. I'm not saying that it's an easy thing to open your eyes and look at something for exactly what it is. It's hard to do that, but it's necessary. It's necessary. You have the right to observe and question and be critical about the things that you consume, whether it's your food, whether it's your art, whether it's your water, whether it's your air, whatever it is, you have the right to critically analyze and say, what is this that I'm putting inside of me? You have the right to do that. That's not hating. It's not trying to cancel somebody. That's being somebody's that wants to know, what am I ingesting? What am I putting in my psyche? What am I putting in my body and mind? That's smart to do that. It's smart to question. And again, like I said, that's not just hating on somebody or you just don't like them. That's the response when you haven't critically analyzed the things that you consume. So when somebody else is looking at it and questioning it and picking it apart, you feel offended because you just swallow it whole. Where did this little boy come from? Did he come from a laboratory? And like I said, I'm not trying to cancel anybody. I just want to get people comfortable with, like I said, observing and analyzing and questioning, being critical of the things that are put out here for us to consume. It's put out here for you to consume, but then as soon as you start to analyze it, people make it seem like you shouldn't do that. No, you should know what you're consuming. They said he came out of nowhere. One minute they saying, oh, it takes hard work. You got to grind. It's about the grind. You got to put in the work. What work has this young man put in? And they say it's who you know. Okay, so Billy Ray Cyrus put him on. Is Billy Ray Cyrus the family that had him cloned? Is Little Nas X property of Billy Ray Cyrus? Is that some new uh, 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 racist slavery now? Instead of actually owning black people, you clone them in the lab and you can own their clones. You can own the clone version of black people and do what you want to them and get them, raise them how you want them to think, and you can raise them to think, that they're less than. You can raise them to think that incest is okay. You can raise them to think that talking about children in a horrible way is normal, because he talks like a white person. The shit that he says doesn't sound, again, that's why you got to be on point. You got to know who you are. You got to know your culture. You got to know where you come from. It's about vibrations and frequencies. And his vibration, his frequencies don't tell me that for one, that he's human. And it also tells me he's under the influence of people that are not black. Like I said, this isn't cancel culture. You can listen to whatever the fuck you want to. I'm just encouraging you to analyze it. And for some people, a song may just be a song. And if for people like that, fine. Just listen to it, bop your head, and keep moving. But for other people, sometimes it's more, like I said, it's more than just a song. It's about frequencies and vibrations. Being aware of the way culture is shifting. And like I said, and gay people have always been around. Like I said, gay people have always been around. I don't know why these days who and how you have sex with needs to be in the forefront for anybody. Like growing up, it was important for children to maintain their innocence. We used to watch shit and knew what was going on. Like, kids ain't stupid. But again, leave children to have their innocence, no matter what the sexual orientation. Just like is straight people that do shit in front of kids that I think is wrong. Leave children to have their innocence. I would call foul on anybody, gay or straight. I'm not this nigga ain't gonna get the pass because he's gay. Y'all really got to come off that shit. Just because somebody is gay doesn't mean that what they do is okay. And again, y'all so quick to cancel other people for saying shit. Cancel these gay niggas for saying shit too. Cancel these gay niggas for doing some wild shit too. Instead of just saying, no, it's LGBTQ. No, people need to know. No, people don't need to fucking know. I don't need to fucking know anything sexual about Lil Nas X. Okay, you like men? Fine. All that extra shit is inappropriate. And again, I don't mean the videos. Like I said, I'm talking about the shit that he say. You want to be sexy and all that kind of stuff and dance, with no shirt on with a bunch of other men. Guess what? I don't care. And for me, it's not, kids shouldn't see that. As a parent, you need to make sure that your kids don't see it if you really disagree with it. Like I said, I'm talking about the horrible shit that this young man has said. You don't get the pass for saying shit like that because you're gay. Come on, like, people really need to, man. We can't just keep letting shit just slide. We can't, again, there's boundaries for a reason. Man, y'all just really need to be a little bit more on point with the shit that y'all let slide. And not even just for the kids, but for everybody, for every fucking body. And the people that say the worst shit are the people that y'all love to uphold. And this is what I, like I said, what I'm trying to get y'all to see. That's by design. They say these fucked up things just to get you on the wave. Because whether you love them or whether you hate them, you're listening, you're paying attention. And what all I'm saying is people should stop being so provocative in order to polarize people. Y'all keep drawing the line in the sand, keep moving the goalposts. Oh, this shocked you, now this will shock you. Y'all need to start having some boundaries in what y'all do to get people to focus and look. It's just fucking desperate. Desperation will always lead to bad decisions. And these celebrities, people, y'all got people energy now, but shit like that don't ever last. And a lot of times these people don't ever go down in history as anybody that's ever really remembered. You'll remember Beyonce, but you won't remember Cardi B after a while. She famous and popping now, but give it some time, and a couple of generations won't even remember who the fuck she is. Same thing with Lil Nas X. Y'all think he popping now, but give it some time and won't nobody even remember who he is. There's plenty of people over the years that have done provocative things and shocking things, and nobody even remembers who these people are. So you gotta, take the sting out of it, take the poison out of it, because that's what it is. It's just poison. And like I said, these things happen in ebbs and flows. Like I said, 1 minute, people on the wave, showing how much, standing up for what they believe they feel when they're just getting their energy robbed from them. Like I said, the games are old. The games are super old. But like I said, when you don't analyze, the things you consume, you keep falling for the same shit. Like I said, whether it's art or whether it's, the things we get from the supermarket. A lot of people, a lot of brands have done a whole bunch of rebranding and done a bunch of sensational things to keep you interested. It's not until you actually look into it. Like toothpaste. Toothpaste like I said, I mentioned that before. 1 minute it's just sparkling white toothpaste. And then nobody remembers it. Time moves on. Now that they have to do something to shock the masses into paying attention so you can keep buying sparkling white toothpaste. Oh, now it prevents tartar buildup. Now it strengthens your enamel. Now it does this. Now it does that. And then after a while you look and you see all that shit was fucking poison. And new people are coming out with toothpaste made out of basic ingredients and all this shit that's been poisoned all these years. You never even really fucking needed it. Most of the shit you get from the supermarket, you don't even fucking need it. It's something in your house you could use that will work the exact same way. Same thing with this music. It's talented people every fucking where. Go to any black church on Sunday. The best musicians and singers have always come out of the black church. Dime a dozen. It's there everywhere. But you get the machine of the industry behind you, and that's what that's for, to get you to do something, because the industry knows how to knows how to pull energy, and it knows how to polarize people to get people in. And certain people outside of the industry starting to learn that game. A lot of people outside of the industry got that playbook and they know, what to do. And for me, that's what it seems like when it comes to, man, this shit is just, man, like I said, it's just a bunch of fraudulence, bunch of BS. Like I said, I'm just bringing it up because again, I'm not concerned about his music. I don't listen. But again, like I said, it's always gay shit has always been around. Like that's why I'm not understanding like why like what is happening? What is actually really triggering you? Because like I said, gay people have always been around. What's really triggering people now? To really stand up and be like, no, that oh that's just so wrong. What's really triggering you? Is it your religious beliefs? Because growing up, I remember seeing gay people everywhere. Like the movie, what's that movie? Beetlejuice. And the big guy Otho, like he was clearly gay. And that same actor was in was it Demolition Man? And he was as gay as Christmas in that too. Like, it always been around. And what I respect about him, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Let me look. But what I respect about him is that he didn't have to do anything scandalous to get attention. He's just a talented actor. Let me see if I get it. I want to get this man's name right. William Glenn Shaddix. Look this man up. Look him up. And he's been in quite a few things. This man is clearly a gay man. And like I said, he's never had to, do anything in the mainstream. Like you just knew. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like him beating you down the head, beating you over the head with it and shoving it down your throat and him, being all scandalous in these movies. It just is what it is. He was just, again, it was just like a part of the movie. That's how it always was. We always knew that these people were around. And there never seemed to be anything in the closet about the way he acted. So what is really the outrage these days? I don't know. Shit has always been around, but then they got to do the presto changeo and put the fucking razzle dazzle on you, and then all of a sudden y'all in y'all feelings about shit that just has always been around. And like I said, yes, people need to have their rights respected. Yes, people need to be who they are without harm. Of course, that's not the issue here. That's not the issue. But anyway, I like I said, I don't. I look at pictures, and like I said, I'm good at reading, and this is just nothing but cloned energy. Like I said, there's nothing. I just don't feel good vibes. Like I said, I'm looking at pictures, and I can see that there's multiples of him. I don't know, just weirdness and just creepiness, and like I said, extreme troll vibes, and it's just weird to me. Like I said, it's just weird. Like for him to come out and just like purposely exploit him, he's exploiting himself. Whoever his handlers are exploiting him, whatever the case may be. It's just like over the top and extra, and it's like there's no real art in it, there's no real talent in it. But again, these things affect people. Like I said, there are a lot of people out here that don't have the ability to question and don't have the ability to analyze and observe certain things. So when these things end up in your consciousness, you don't say anything, you just accept it. And like I said, you need to, even Dave Chappelle said, you need to know what's in the hot dogs you eat. But yeah, like I said, I'm just looking at pictures, and it's just like I said, it's just a bunch of over the top trolling. And I'm not the type of person to say somebody's winning because they're famous or because they're getting money. Like that's not winning to me. It's like you can't even like that you clear. I don't believe that he's responsible for any of the imagery. I don't believe he's the person like behind any of these ideas. Like I said, he's just a troll that somebody is putting out here and exploiting him, exploiting his sexuality, exploiting his blackness to make money. And to me, that's not cool. And you need to sit down and have a conversation with your children about this. So that they don't fall prey to predators wanting to exploit them as well. And whoever it is, same thing with any, like I said, it's not about him being gay, and same thing with Cardi B. It's not about her being overtly sexual. Like I said, it's the other things that they say and do that slide under the radar because you're so trying to defend people. It's like pay attention to everything these people do, not just pick and choose and cherry pick, the shit that you want to support because you're trying to, make it seem like to the world you're not stuck in your old ways and you're liberal. This liberal shit is some of the most toxic poison out here. Like I said, this I don't know where this nigga came from. Anybody from Atlanta, I don't trust. I'm just gonna put that out there. Atlanta has a long history of harm and experimentation and exploitation. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This is a bunch of cartoon shit. This is a bunch of clown shit. It's not quality art. I'm not getting nothing quality about it. The outfits, none of this shit is good. None of this shit is good. It's just a bunch of shock value. And then the people that get up and say something are just as problematic. This is just all a bunch of bullshit. But like I said, the point is for me, like I said, I don't think this is meant. This is a human being that I'm looking at here. Somebody show me some pictures of him as a child. I don't believe none of this bullshit. I don't believe that this man is a human. I'm not picking up human teas from him, especially listen to the shit that he said. This is beyond trolling. This is, like I said, this is somebody that's not human. Like I said, this isn't cancel culture. By you want, if you're entertained, be entertained. Like I said, I just feel like this isn't human, and this is the wave of the future of the industry because the industry has had such a long history of harm and exploitation, specifically against children and adults too. But this is why now, like I said, because a lot of these corporations, like I said, they lose money on lawsuits. It's all about how you treat people. You can't treat people any kind of way. And that's something too, especially for people who are new to spirituality or at a place now where they're questioning the beliefs that they have grown up with. You got to know that at this point the industry has done so much harm that it's cheaper for them to just make a human or use CGI instead of having to deal with all the fucking lawsuits that come along with you know bringing in children and bringing in adults, and then you're exploiting them and robbing them and harming them. Like you can just see, like, and I remember years ago that I cannot remember who, because at the time, like I said, I was never the type of person, like I would look at something and be like, wow, like, like I would take it in, but I was never the type to like screenshot anything or like screen record anything. And I wish that I would have been more into that years ago. But there was a celebrity that said because due to CGI, like eventually um they won't need actors anymore because they can just, digitally enhance any image, and or like I said, between cloning and synthetic people and CGI, the entertainment industry doesn't need human beings anymore. But it's that human factor that made entertainment what it is. It's the industry that killed it. So these are just, like I said, some things, some critical observations. Um, I'm a senior X-File agent. So, like I said, this is just some of my research. And again, field agents, let me know what you guys find um, on Lil Nas X. I do not believe, and I believe that's where what the X is about. Unknown, his origins are unknown. He is not a human being. Uh, Again, like I said, these are my observations. I'm not here to cancel that whoever or whatever the fuck he is. I ain't here to cancel him. Like I said, people are entertained by it. Be entertained by it. Like I said, what I'm bringing up is something else. And I, like I said, I don't believe for 1 minute that that is a human being. In my spirit, I don't feel like that is a human being. I do not feel like he was born of a woman. I do not believe that he was born through natural means. That is a test tube queen. And gay people, stop letting everybody in your community. Stop letting everything go because it's different, because it's not male and female. Y'all just letting anything in. Be careful. Y'all need to put some more boundaries up. Y'all need to start doing a little bit more screening and having a little bit more discretion with who y'all let into that umbrella. Y'all need to start calling foul on every. There's structure to everything. You can't just have chaos in every fucking thing. You got to have some structure and some boundaries. You can't just let everybody the fuck in. And that's been a problem. That like, and as soon as somebody say something, the niggas just get all sensitive. You just mad. You just this. You just that. No, I'll call foul on every fucking thing. Straight, gay, whatever. Whatever. And men have a long history of brutal hypersexuality. That shit needs. That's an issue. That's a dysfunction. Y'all need to start discussing that. And like I said, don't say shit to me. I've been hanging out with gay men from day one. My first friend in school was a little gay boy. So miss me with that shit. I know dysfunction when I see it. I know a lot of these boys grow up in dysfunction. And yes, I still want that. I want them to still be proud of who they are. That's not what I'm talking about. Like I said, stop being sensitive and getting in your feelings. Y'all got to stop letting anything slide. Y'all got to deal with this hypersexuality. That's why so many of y'all get decimated as soon as they, like I said, they throw out these diseases. When HIV and AIDS came out, that shit was just knocking niggas off. And by niggas, I mean everybody. Get white, black, gay, straight, that niggas. Thinking anything goes. Have sex with who you want to, but have some fucking boundaries. Have some discretion. Have some self-respect and self-love for yourself. It's your body we're talking about here. And niggas to go up, meet up with strangers online. That's not healthy for your body, for you physically or mentally. It's like you wouldn't go behind no tray, you wouldn't eat all the food out of a fucking dumpster. People that do that end up sick. Y'all really gotta, like I said, y'all gotta have a little bit more boundaries and a little bit more discretion on what goes and what doesn't. It's too real out here. Y'all community is bust wide the fuck open. It's too real out here for that. Stop thinking because y'all gay, y'all got protection from every fucking thing. You don't. Nobody does. Anybody can fucking get it. Y'all be letting too much shit slide. It's, man, like I said, this isn't about not liking gay people. It has nothing to do with that at all. But like I said, I know dysfunction. I know trauma when I see it. Anyway, this is a quick lab I wanted to do. Like I said, I got questions, bitch. Like I said, that's a test tube queen. I don't know what lab he came out of, but that's laboratory fish right there. Okay. And like I said, it's another reason why, especially y'all men, y'all need to be more careful and have some discretion with who y'all sleep with, because y'all don't know what comes along with some of these men that were made in these laboratories and these clones that they put out here. It's just people that they put out here, they have disease and they put them out here just to spread them. And y'all bent over with y'all asses spread the fuck open. Anybody can come in. Y'all need to think twice about that. And that's what I'm trying to say. Think twice. Stop letting shit go just because it's got the label gay on it. Stop being so fucking desperate and sexual and hypersexual all the fucking time. There should be more to a man than how he fucking, who he's fucking. Stop letting these industry people reduce you down to just being a dick or just being a fucking hole. Shit is fucking embarrassing. Like I said, I love men and I have respect for men. But y'all so quick to call foul on women and you don't have no respect for yourself. Look at y'all. How the fuck can we, when y'all don't, how can we do anything, especially when y'all clean, y'all the lead and y'all the head and y'all make the rules and it's your world. How can we have any kind of respect for ourselves when y'all let shit like this go down? Y'all can't say shit. Y'all can't say shit about women. Y'all can't. I don't want to hear shit. Y'all let shit like this go down and there's no questioning and it's just nothing but acceptance, just open arms. Crazy. That's not smart. That's not wise. There needs to be more to the movement than just who's bent over and who's sucking and fucking. That's trivial. That's childish. Like I said, I need for somebody to show me some baby pictures of Lil Nas X because I couldn't find them. And he young. He just turned 21. And he hadn't been out for a couple years. So when he came out, he was a teenager. And we don't see no pictures of him before he was a teenager, which wasn't that long ago. Shit is weird. There's just a whole bunch of weird vibes around Lil Nas X that just don't sit right in my spirit. And I'm not gonna co-sign this shit just because he's gay and I support gay people. It's like I said, it's deeper than that. Where does he come from? And why they got somebody so young, so hypersexualized? I'm not saying that kids don't know that they're gay, but kids shouldn't be hypersexual. That's something. There's dysfunction there. That's a problem. That's dysfunction. And I have a problem with this agenda of trying to push this hypersexuality on children. That's a problem. That's a problem, and it needs to be addressed. It needs to be talked about, and not swept under the rug or accepted because it falls under the umbrella of LGBTQ. That is my rant for the day. Like I said, I just needed to get that out there. Um, like I said, field agents, please get on it. Let me know what you find. And yeah, I will be back with another live soon.